Hey, it's your girl Misha back with another video, and if you are new to this channel, then you are in the right place, because here in this community we are all about self-awareness, self-improvement, and self-development, and becoming the best version of ourselves. So in the first video that I created prior to this one, we talked about reprogramming the subconscious mind and how reprogramming the subconscious mind is going to help us have a successful year for the year 2023. We only have like a few months left before the new year comes, and we want to make sure that while we are planning for a successful year, that we are actually being successful by the end of next year. A lot of times we set out for goals, we say we're going to do this, we say we're going to accomplish that, but then when December comes around and we look back, we have not accomplished anything, which only leaves us with more, regret. It messes up our self-esteem and a lot more things. So I want to make sure that we're not doing that this year. We're all gonna have a successful year, and I'm on my journey still as well. And just the things that I learned over the years, the tools that I've acquired, I want to share with you guys. So I'm gonna provide you guys with 5 steps or 5 things that you guys can implement on your journey before you even set out to create your list of goals. I want to give you 5 steps that's going to help you to be successful. And then it's going to be short. I'm not going to go into details on all of the steps because I want to break those down in separate videos, but this should be enough to get you guys forward. Okay, so the first tool, because I like to call them tools, the first tool is making a plan. Before you start anything, you want to create a clear, concise plan, right? I literally never scheduled, planned for anything. I was always a believer of freestyling every day. I'm just gonna freestyle because I really believe that every time I created a plan, and created a goal, it didn't work out. I used to feel like every time I create a schedule or every time I create a plan, something always comes up and throws it off. But I felt like if I didn't plan, then nothing would come in my way. You know what I mean? But that was furthest from the truth. That was a total lie, a lie that I kept telling myself. It was not until recently when I started creating plans and schedules and actually utilizing my calendar, things started to shake and bake for me. And I'm like, your girl had to give in. She had to give in and realize that in order for me to be successful and get to the next level, I do have to get used to making plans, right? And there's a saying that says, if you do not plan at all, then you are planning to fail. And when I heard that, I was like, you're right. Like, you are totally right. You have to plan for everything, no matter what your goal is, no matter what you're trying to accomplish. You have to create a plan, and in that plan you're going to have a schedule, you're going to have a clear list, and then with that list you want to go into details on every last one of those about what that looks like, so that you can literally have a clear view of the direction that you're going in, so that you don't be lost or you don't be confused, and when things get hard, things get tough, you have something to look back on. The first thing with planning is that you want to actually write it down on paper. I was one who felt like whatever plan I had, like, as long as it was in my head, that was fine. But putting that pen to paper, or writing it down or typing it in your phone, in your notebook, sending a text message to yourself where you have that list that you can view, it does something to the mind. It does something to your subconscious mind, because your subconscious, when it sees that, you're consciously doing it, but you're downloading it to your subconscious mind. You're letting your subconscious mind know, like, we're doing this, and it just does something to the brain. Like, it sticks more. And I feel like your subconscious is more impressionable that way when we do write that list and we create that schedule and we have something to go back on. I don't care if it's something like you say, hey, for the new year, I'm waking up at 5 in the morning every single day. You still got to plan for that, because you want to make sure that, you're planning to go to sleep by 9, 10 o'clock at night. That means that you're planning your meals, you're planning a schedule to where you're going to have dinner done, to where you and the family are going to, finish your meals, to where y'all going to shower, take a bath, go to sleep. You know, you want to make sure you sleep at this certain time. You want to plan and have that alarm clock on the side of your bed, turning the volume up on loud so that you can actually hear it and wake up at 5. Letting family members that live in the house with you know, if you don't live by yourself and you have a family, letting your significant other know, hey, I'm turning on this alarm is going to be going off at 5 in the morning because I need to get up. If your goal is to say, hey, I want to start working out in the morning because I know I'm more successful, I'm more likely to work out if I work out in the morning while I'm fresh, you know what I mean, while I'm ready to conquer the day. I want to do that because I know that by me saying I'm going to work out in the evening, from past experience, it did not work. How do you plan for that? Well, you want to plan, you want to have your shoes, your workout gear on the side of your bed so that when your eyes open, you don't have to waste time looking for that. You want to just be able to throw on your shoes, throw on your outfit, brush your teeth, head out and go do your workout. However it go, you want to plan for every single thing. I'm telling you guys, once I started implementing this, like I said, I would go more into details on how to plan for your goals, but this is just a short little summary. Implement it now. Like after watching this video, start making a plan, listening it out on how you're going to be successful in creating your new habits and creating and going after your goals. So the second thing is you want to do it once you create that plan, once you have a clear list of the things that you need to do to get you closer to that, you know, vision or that goal or becoming the best version of yourself and creating a habit. You want to do it even when you don't feel like it, right? A lot of times we want to wait because we're like, okay, I don't feel like it today. I'm not motivated. I'm going to start on Monday. But it's like, what's the difference between Monday and today? What's the difference between next week and today? You're only dragging it on. You want to do it, start now while it's fresh on you, while you do still have that feeling to do it, while you are motivated, because if you thought about it, most likely you're motivated, you're pumped, you're like, yes, I'm about to start this new thing. You know what I mean? And that's when you want to do it. Don't wait till Monday, don't wait till next week, because now you're giving your time. Remember I told you how the subconscious like to play tricks with you, how the subconscious doesn't like change, how the subconscious wants to keep you content. It doesn't want to do no work. It's like, no, we're on autopilot. We already have our routine. Why are you trying to change it? Why are you disrupting it? So by you saying you're going to wait till Monday, you're giving your subconscious enough time to start putting those negative thoughts in your head, convincing you that, do we really want to get up at 5 in the morning? Do we really want to go work out? Do we really want to start learning how to play the piano? Whatever it is, it's going to, like I said, it knows you better. It knows you best, right? You've been doing the same thing for all of these years. It knows you. So it knows what to tell you. It knows the things to say to you so that it can convince you that you don't need to change anything. We're just fine. So we're not doing that. So in order to combat that and win with the subconscious and let the subconscious mind know we're doing this, you're going to do it now, and you're going to do it even if you do not feel like it. Motivation only lasts for a couple of days, you know, for most, maybe a day for most of us. But for the most part, you're relying on discipline. And in order to be disciplined, that means that you have to sacrifice. That means that you have to do the thing that you set out to do, even when you don't want to do it. You know, even if it's going to cost you something, you're going to have to do it. You're going to want to do it because that is discipline. And discipline is going to get you more further than motivation ever could. I'm just sorry. Like, it is. Like, every day, for me, mine is working out in the morning. I created that habit, but I had to do it on the days that I did not want to do it because that is going to create the consistency. So, and going into number 3, we're going to focus on consistency and not perfection. You want to be consistent. I'm not expecting you to be perfect. No one's expecting you to be perfect. You should not be expecting yourself to be perfect because we're imperfected human beings. I hope that's a word, but that's what we are, okay? We're not perfect. And I'm a Virgo, you know, and Virgos are all about perfection, but perfection was definitely holding me back because perfection is impossible. And when you try to strive for perfection, most of the time you don't start. Because you're just like, it's impossible already. So you're not going to start, for one, because you're like, I'm waiting to be perfect, which you'll be waiting until you're dead because it's not coming. You know, you want to be consistent, not perfect. Consistency looks like, okay, if I say, I'm about to write this book. I'm about to write this book. I'm about to start. You start. You like, I'm gonna write for 10 minutes out the day, right? Just 10 minutes a day, and I'm gonna give myself a year to finish this book. Let's say you start off writing 10 minutes a day for 2 weeks, and then you get unmotivated or you fall off and you stop for a couple of days. But then you get back up and you start back doing it for 10 minutes. That is being consistent. Consistency creates habits that stick. You have to be consistent. If you fall off, that's fine. That's normal. Like I said, we're not perfect. We're going to fall off. Things are going to come up. Things are going to happen. But you just don't want to stay down for long. Catch your breath if that's what you have to do. You know, go back to finding out your why. And that's part of the planning. I forgot to put that in there. When you're planning, you want to be finding out. You want to have a clear why. And I know it's very cliche, but it works. You know, you want to know exactly why you're doing these things so that when things get tough and you fall off, you get some, that why is going to pick you back up. That why is going to be like, okay, man, this is why I'm doing this. Okay. How many times I didn't fell off the bandwagon? I don't care. I get back up because I know what I'm doing this for. I know exactly why. First of all, it's my passion. I love it. I thrive off of it. But there's other things. Like for me, it's my health. I want to be here for my kids. That is a big reason. You know what I mean? I want to be successful for my kids, to provide them with the, you know, the opportunities, the tools to help them be the best version of themselves and things like that. I have so many big whys that keeps me hungry for this, that keeps me wanting to do it. So strive for consistency, not perfection. Remember that you are in training, especially if you're doing and creating habits that you have not done either before ever or in a while. You want to make sure that you understand subconsciously you are in training, right? You have not done this before. Listen, it's only been 2 weeks now, and I've been practicing, because I say practicing for a reason. I've been practicing getting up at 5 in the morning. 2 days ago, I got up at 5:30. But I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't mad at myself. You know what I mean? I didn't. It was better. Usually I get up at 6:30. And when I get up at 6:30, I got to wake my kids up at the same time. So that doesn't give me time to myself, to pour into myself, to breathe a little bit before I wake up my baby. So it's like, as soon as I wake up, it's like, you want to go. Boom, boom, boom. Dropping them off. Going to work out. Coming back. Doing my homework. Doing these videos and things like that. So I was like, okay, I need to practice getting up at least an hour or an hour and a half earlier than my kids to give me time, because I know it works. I've done it before. I'm very aware that it does work when you get up before everybody and at least give yourself 30 minutes, you know, time to breathe and to fill your cup up before you start having to conquer the day. But like I said, 5 o'clock is my goal, and I was doing just fine for 2 weeks. And then just the other day, I got up at 5:30, but I still, you know, hey, the next day, got up at 5. You just got to get back to it. Like it's nothing to it. We're not being perfect here. We just being consistent, because I know how the subconscious mind works. As I keep getting up at 5, 5:30, back to 5, or however it go, eventually it's going to create that habit. When my mind tries to tell me like, hey, you can sleep in a little bit longer, no, I'm getting up. Regardless if I feel like it or not, you know, getting up, that's telling your subconscious that, no, you don't run the show. I do. And I'm telling you what to do. I tell the subconscious what to do. You know, like the subconscious, you're not running anything. So the fourth thing is you want to focus on changing a couple of things, creating a couple of habits. That list that you make for your goal for next year, for 2023, might be super duper long. I have a list of 10 things that I want to accomplish. So yeah, 10. Yours may be 20, or maybe 5, and maybe shorter. However it goes, you want to make sure that you are only trying to accomplish 2 of those things, change 2 habits or 3, but you know yourself. So you know what's too much and what's not really a challenge for you, right? That's why self-awareness is very important, because you need to know yourself, know what you can handle, what you cannot. For me, it's a couple. So I take a couple of things and, you know, like for me, the waking up at 5, that is a new goal that I have been practicing. Waking up at 5 in the morning, I already got the, you know, working out in the morning down pat, but then I have another goal as well. So I'm only 2 things max. And then once I, you know, accomplish that and I have solidified that habit, Then I'm gonna go to the next goal, because if you try to do everything like on that list that you're gonna create, you're gonna give up. You're not gonna be successful. Like, if you're all over the place, you're trying to do everything at once, it's just not gonna work. I tried it. That goes with not creating goals and having a clear list too. You end up trying to do everything, and then when you're doing everything, you end up doing nothing, because it becomes overwhelming. You get stressed out, and then you quit, and then you give up. We're not doing that. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm trying to tell you, because you want these habits to stick. You know what I mean? If it take you the whole, that's why you want to start now too. You're in practice. Think of it as, the football game. You sitting on the bench ready to get called in. I don't really know nothing about sports like that, but that's about the only thing I know. Like, you're sitting in the game, you've been practicing, but then it's your time to shine. You want to get in the game. This is your thing. You're still in practice. You're not in the game yet. You're still in practice. We're retraining the subconscious. We're doing things new. We're letting our subconscious mind know, hey, we're disrupting the routine. Get with it. This is what we're doing. And it's going to be stressful. It's not going to be easy. But as long as you understand that you're in practice, you'll have more grace for yourself. You won't be so rigid. When you're in practice, you have room for flexibility. You can be flexible. If you don't follow the schedule one day, you're not going to be so mad or so emotional that you just throw everything away, you give up. This is why you want to make sure that you only doing a few things at a time. So the fifth one, going into that, is be kind to yourself throughout this journey. Right? It's very hard. You want to make sure that I'm talking to myself as well, that we're along this journey of self-improvement is very, very hard. Ask anybody. You know, because you have some habits that you try to create and try to change, in the past, and you know how stressful it could be, how frustrating it could be, how hard it can be when you disrupt that routine, when you've been going through your life doing things one way and then you have to go the other way. It's very hard. There's a lot of resistance. So be kind to yourself. I love when Lisa Nichols say that you want to give yourself 99 chances, and when you get to 99, you restart over to number 1. I love that. I love that. I love it. I love it, because there's been years of me beating myself up throughout this process, and it doesn't do nothing. It doesn't do nothing for you. It just adds on more stress. And we want to get to a point where when we're creating these new habits and we doing these new things, that it becomes from a place of flow. Just like whatever you're doing now, whatever habit you're doing now that you're no longer in alignment with, that is no longer in alignment with the person that you want to be, you're still doing it on autopilot. It's nothing to do it, right? You don't have to think about it. You're just used to doing it. But we want to take these new positive changes, make it a habit so that it sticks, but we want to come from a place of flow to where now it's autopilot. But you have to be kind to yourself. We have to be kind to ourselves. Beating ourselves up during the process, if we make a mistake, if we fall off, if we go backwards, being mean to yourself, saying those negative things to yourself literally does nothing but self-sabotage. We want to love ourselves regardless. We love ourselves during the whole process. So again, let me go ahead and summarize it. Sorry, y'all, I got my little notebook. You want to make a plan, create a schedule, write out that list, have that clear vision. You want to, number 2, do it whenever you do it, even if you don't feel like it. And 3, focus on consistency and not perfection. And 4, focus on changing just a couple of things at a time. Don't try to do the whole list at once. We get excited. I get it. You're excited to start on this new path, to start on this new journey. But just focus on a couple of things at a time. And number 5, be kind to yourself. Remember, if you like this content, if you like this channel and you're vibing with me and you're on your own self, improvement journey or self-development journey, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment at the at the end of the video. Let me know what your goals are. Let me know how you're going to apply these things, and have you already started applying things, and you're not waiting until January 1st of 2023. You're actually starting today, right now, getting that head start, going into practice. Let me know what that is. And again, remember that as long as you're working on yourself, pouring into yourself, you can never lose. You're going to always win. Thank you for coming back to this video or to this channel. Have a good day.